Okay, welcome to part 2 of 12 of our series on trading affirmations for new traders, old traders, bold traders, and so on. As I mentioned in the first video, this is a group of ideas that I put together for some trainees inside a prop dealing room. We went through them together, and those that used them, and those that didn't. Which is fine. It's all a very personal thing. There's only a few. In today's one, we're going to be dealing with anger. There's only a few slides here because there's only a few ways to say the same thing. But the idea with each of these, this video and the other ones, is to go through. You'll have each slide appears for 10 seconds. I won't be rambling over top of it or anything like that. Read them, have a think about it as you do, and try and make it personal. Think about situations where you have been angry, trading and so on, and I'll talk about that after, because I'll come back afterwards and I'll talk about my favorite slide or relevant slide and talk about a couple of examples with it. But for now, let's get going. Okay. I don't really have a favorite slide in this one. I said I'd come back with a favorite slide, but I suppose the main point here is, angry trading does not amount to good trading. It doesn't help you make good decisions. I'll give you a couple of examples. A few years ago, in a dealing room situation, I had a group of new trainees. I think there were about 12, 15 new traders. We had one guy that we were on the simulator, right? The program at the time was trading on simulator. So we generally trade exercises. The program that I'd run would generally have exercises, trading exercise, market making or spreading or whatever it was. In this particular instance, I think we may have been trading the E-mini. Can't quite remember. But there was one guy in the class that would always, flip his lid if the market did something to him, or he did something in the market, or whatever it was, and we're on the simulator. He'd pick up his keyboard and throw it down, and jump out of his chair and throw his chair against the desk, and steam out and nick off for about an hour or so, and come back, and I'd have to have a chat with him and say, well, what the hell's wrong with you? It's the simulator. It's not even real money. And even if it was, you'd be trading for a firm. That's not your real money. And he was still getting angry anyway. But you know how it ended up, right? I mean, he didn't change his ways, so he had to leave. So we asked him to leave. In fact, even in the boardroom, when I asked him to leave, he got up and huffed and threw his chair against the board table and steamed out. So I was like, okay, well, if you go then. That's what happens in trading. Like, I've been in many dealing room situations where things get tense, stressful, even in broking, where you're not trading your own money, you're managing orders for a long list of other people. It can still get really tense. And we all have to work out a way to deal with that. I had one trainee years ago who we went through this exercise where I said, write out your typical trading day. And his trading day was, I get up at 4:30 every morning, I spend an hour meditating, and then or an hour yoga, or one or the other. That was his way of dealing with it. He's now a fantastic yoga instructor, incidentally. He no longer trades. but that's what he does. We all deal with it differently, whether it be going out for a walk, or drinking less coffee, or drinking more water, or eating more vegetables, whatever it is. Figure out a way around it. But the bottom line is, angry trading doesn't help you make better decisions, right? Again, if you've seen the first video on these affirmations, I talk about having the risk taker's hat on, right? You may not necessarily be a risk taker in your in your day-to-day life, but when you put your, let's call it the trader's hat, when you put your trading hat on, you have to act in a certain way to maximize what you're doing. You think of it like a challenge. You have to challenge yourself to do the best you can. We all should know that trading angry is not the best way of doing things. It will not maximize your Sharpe ratio or your profits or anything like that. So just a little something to think about. As I said, these are relatively short. What are we up to? 6 minutes. Ran a bit long because of my rambling. But anyway, have a think about that. As I mentioned before, come back to this one, bookmark it, come back again in about a month. And particularly if you have a bad day trading, come back to it then as well and think about it. And think about it the next day and that type of stuff. Until next time, good trading. Stay calm. One last thing. To keep 3 things you can do now to stay in touch. Subscribe to these videos, click the little bell and all that kind of stuff, obviously. But also my website, Tradarian, which is a combination of contrarian and radar and trader and all of that. Tradarian.com. You can just subscribe to my emails there. I'm not going to spam you. I couldn't care less about doing all that rubbish. So when something new comes out, I'll shoot you out an email. You can sign up for it there. Also take a look at it's on this side here, masterclasstrader.com. Go to the /specials because there's some specials there at the moment. If you're ready to take it to the next level, be the bull, and learn more about scalping and intraday trading, as well as an approach to long-term spread trading, and have a bit more guidance from someone who's done it all before. So take a look at that if that's where you're at. If not, go on to the next video and we'll see you then.